Welcome to #No Filter Healthcare Podcast. This is where reality meets medicine, raw, unscripted, and uncensored. Co-hosted by healthcare aficionados Taylor Dunn and Tamara Dhanda. Ready to deep dive into the heart of healthcare? No filter, just facts. Let's get started.
Welcome to #No Filter Healthcare. I'm your co-host, Taylor Dunn.
And I'm your other co-host, Tamara Dhanda, and today we're talking about AI. Oh my gosh. Everybody's talking about AI. Your grandma is talking about AI. It is a topic of conversation, yet people don't know what AI really is. I've been reading articles about this. It's actually very funny. Even scientists do not understand AI. So for any of you guys out there that don't understand AI, you are not alone. A lot of people do not get it.
Well, it's because it's talked about in so many different ways, and I think it gets confusing. I mean, we're evolving as a society and always with technology and advancements, and it's just like sometimes it gets to be a lot. And I think that there's a lot of misconceptions about what it actually does. And so we're going to talk about it a little bit. We are not by any means, experts, but we do have experience with it, especially Tamara. She is the AI queen. She loves it so much. She's like geeking out that this is a conversation on the podcast today. So I'm excited to kind of get into it, and hopefully we can help people understand a little bit more about, how it can help them in their business.
Yeah, I'm just all about finding the right tools. Like, honestly, anybody that comes to me, they're just like, so what do you use for this? I'm like, girl, I tried everything. I'm like, I've tried every tool in the book, so I can give you thorough response as to why you should not or use that tool. So I'm just all about making, my day easier or anybody else's day easier. So, that's kind of really where AI kind of leads the charge. One of the best examples of this is like if you've ever thought about, when you go to a coffee shop, you're like, oh, I, tend to like dark roast or I like light roast, right? But when somebody asks you like why you chose that, most people are just like, it's just good, right? Like it just tastes good. But then when you think about why you chose that particular flavor, like, or maybe why you chose to do something different the next time, all of these are just different decisions, right? That you make in your day to day. And you have to look at artificial intelligence in that same mindset, right? So, artificial intelligence at its core is definitely about building machines that are capable of thinking like humans, right? And performing tasks that we normally do, right? So, even as little as, um, picking my favorite music, or all the way down to like diagnosis of diseases, right? Which is what's happening right now. It's absolutely insane. All of these things are all obviously things that can be done by a human, but they're automated in a sense so that artificial intelligence can only help you perform better. And I want people to really just take that because that's an important thing. It's not here to act as a human. It's only to learn how humans are and interact as humans would to help get you to that end goal a lot faster. And a lot of companies today are misusing AI. So I know that you have some experience with this, or have at least heard of this, right?
Yeah.
And so I think people need to really understand the whole purpose of it. And then also to know that it's okay to not understand what it is, right? Even the most prestigious developers are so puzzled about how AI operates, right? They're just like, I don't know what this is, right? And for another person that may not even understand technology, you have things that are tailored to you, and it's like a magician pulling a rabbit out of a hat, right? You're just like, how did that happen? And it's okay because even if you're, in the nature of picking your perfect coffee blend or you're trying to pick your perfect playlist, the mystery is within that, right? That's the charm. These deep neural networks, right? So these DNNs is what they're called, are what AI uses to understand like our neural pathways in our brain, right? So we always have neurons passing through, firing off, dependent on our interests or how we feel even. And so what AI is trying to to do is use these DNNs to understand our architecture and like train on human data and not only just mirror our intelligence, but also our mystery. So
That's
that's
insane.
kind of like how I understand it. I hope that was a little bit easier to understand,
It
but
is.
it's AI.
Oh, no, I mean, I feel like I have to read an article on it, like, once a week to just comprehend what's going on. So I'm there with, the anyone that doesn't understand it. I'm trying to educate myself to be better about the full use of AI. But going back to like the misuse, I just feel like companies they have this sense of FOMO. It's pretty typical. Anytime something new comes out, everyone wants to jump on the bandwagon. They're like, get me signed up. How can our company do it better than the next? Like, and that's what's happening. I don't know if anyone else is experiencing this, but you are seeing a lot of false advertising and marketing strategies because they're like, we can throw the word AI into what we're doing and put a twist on it. And then when it comes down to the actual technology behind it, it's not actually AI. So
Correct.
I think it comes back to, as you're exploring new and emerging technologies, you need to make sure that you're asking the right questions. You're doing your own research, and you've got someone on your team that fully understands AI, because then they can be there to reassure that this is a company that is truly doing what they say they're doing, and then can take that AI and evolve your needs into helping you be more efficient. And it kind of even goes into something interesting I saw in the news recently, and this might be old news by the time this posts, but I'm sure this will keep happening, unfortunately. But I saw something about a CEO of a company that just let go of all of their customer service reps across the board, just let them all go. And the reason being was they're going to replace customer service with AI. And they didn't even think about it. Like, it was like, yeah, this is perfect. Let's just do it and go. And the CEO is now getting a ton of backlash on it, and just pushback, because it's, obviously not a great situation. No one wants to be in that situation, but the way that he approached it, I think, was not really great either. But Tamara, I know you've got some thoughts on this because we were
I
talking
do.
about this earlier.
I do. So I am going to argue both sides here because that's how I am,
Yep.
right? When
Yep.
you think of AI, it gives you multiple options, right? I have multiple theories on this. So okay. One, when the CEO is trying to cut back costs and payroll, you have to also put your head into that landscape, right? So the economy, if you look at how things are going right now, it's super uncertain. Things are still up in the air. And so for a business owner, they're trying to make the right choice. Okay. So I don't think there was any bad intention in this at all. Like, I think this guy is just trying to adapt to technology, which A is a great thing, right? Jump in, lean into the stuff that's out there. But also, I agree with you that the approach was ultimately wrong on both parties. And here's why. So, as a customer support specialist, right, at this company, you know, in theory, right, like we all are on social media, we're all on the computer at some point or another, the internet, right? And there's so much going on AI that in retrospect, like, I kind of see it also as the person that's working there could also be the person that is turning the dials behind the scenes. And so a lot of the times, there, and frankly, almost if not all times, there is a human component in AI, because it is what you prompt that AI. It's understanding how to use that AI, how to implement that tool into your systems, right? And ultimately, when you come down to a simple business decision, a lot of the times you have a human interaction at some point or another, right? We're not just behind the scenes letting the robots talk for us. But if in theory, right, if this person were thinking of the longevity of their role, which a lot of people are, they're very uncertain again with the economy already, not just with AI, but just with the economy alone. There's a lot of uncertainty with certain jobs. I think that in my eyes and how I viewed it, I jumped on AI because A, there needs to be somebody behind, like I said, turning the dials and using it and understanding it to be able to say, hey, CEO, this is why you should use this tool. And here's how. Because I can tell you 99.9% of the time, that CEO is going to be like, fine, just do it.
Mhm.
Right? They don't want to even learn how to do it. They don't even want to know why or what it does. All they want to see is outcome.
Right.
And so if it were me in any company, whatever role you're in, research AI tools. I tell everybody this, research AI tools and come to your CEO or to your advisor or your executive team and be like, hey, I actually tried these tools out. I think these would work in these situations, right? They already proved to have this outcome for me and they improved my workflow, right? Which makes them feel like, okay, you know, my team is innovative, they're using the tools, they're making decisions a lot faster, but I still have the human team that I need in order to have those conversations, right? So when you think of it in a sales landscape, right, the sales teams can really maximize their digital real estate by using AI, in turn getting all of that data, right, from that company or prospect, and then they have the right ammo, right, to make the conversation happen a lot faster, the pain points, everything, because they have the data that backs those opinions. And so that's what I want people to really understand is like AI is not here to get your job, and you're going to see that a ton, but I'm here to tell you like it won't get your job unless you don't take the steps, right, to learn it and implement it into your day.
Yeah, that's, I mean, an interesting take on it. It's something I don't think people think about. They just look at that in the news and be like, that was terrible. Like, what a horrible human. I don't understand. This is why AI is bad. But like that's also the exact media messaging that is what's going to deter people from using AI because they're thinking in their minds, we can't support something like this if this
Right.
is how we're going to eliminate jobs and just it's not going to help us in our economy and it's like actually it is. You just have to think about it the right way and you have to be prepared for it and educate yourself and find a way to take it on before it becomes a situation like this. But I think the media has a lot to do with it too, but I don't want to get into that honestly.
No, but it's very
But
true.
yeah,
There is so many narratives around AI,
yeah,
and like that's why I say the proof is in the pudding, right? Like
right,
go out and try the tool, right? Most of these guys, like these tools are, most of them are free, like to even try them. And if they're not good on the trial, then peace out. You know, like in my opinion, it's not even worth pursuing because you're going to find the right tools that do the right thing, that give you, you know, that extra step that you would have taken you maybe 2 hours to do that now takes you a second. Like, whoa, that just helped my workflow so that I can focus on the larger things in my day,
right,
right? Like the deals and the discussions and the back and forward conversations that I'm having, right? I can supplement this stuff that takes me forever, that's not providing my company any value, which again, or me, right? Like the person doing it, it's like, who wants to set up 8 different email campaigns when really that company is not needed to have those eight templates, right?
right,
Or that you found an AI tool that creates those templates. Like, great, use them, build on them, edit them. Because at that point, you're spending 30 minutes editing versus the 2 hours that you were trying to create the whole template. So that's just another example of how I even use AI, guys.
Um, well, I mean, I think we've kind of, wrapped it up here. We know that AI can be scary, but I think if you have the right mindset about technology as a whole and understand that it's not going to go away, we're always going to be evolving. We always have. That's the history of the human race. We, like you can't be afraid of it, but you have to just understand it is the biggest thing and
Hmm.
then it's cool if you don't because we're all figuring it out together so
Yeah.
it's
Hey,
like
if you ever use
kumbaya
Siri,
moment.
yeah, Siri, Alexa, Google, like,
Right,
come on, all using AI. So
all
you
the same
guys can
thing.
even say, hey, I'm using AI CEO. I got Siri on my phone. It's the same idea. Yeah. So I don't want people to be scared of it. Jump in, you know, learn what you can. And also don't speak on what you don't know. Maybe
Right,
that's a good takeaway from anybody talking about AI that hasn't used it or doesn't use it.
yeah, give it a try. So well, I love this conversation. There's so much more to be said about it. And honestly, we might have to bring on an expert that can talk about it in a different lens. So
Yep.
we might have to do that. That's
I would
kind of a good
love that.
idea. So, all right. To learn more about our sponsor, Uptime Health, you know, we love Uptime Health. You can visit them at uptimehealth.com. How many times can I say it? And don't
A
forget,
million.
don't forget to comment below if you have any questions and subscribe to us. Woo! That's it. I got it.